So you're saying it's a whole nother topic is motherhood and what you give up. And
yeah, so that could be a whole nother topic of motherhood and pivoting from could be a full-time job, could not be, but pivoting into motherhood. And it does feel like there is this strange expectation on women that, well, you should know how to do all of this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's so natural, right?
Yeah. Like you should just know. And somehow, because we're so very smart, we figure it out. However, it could be much easier with, I don't know.
I guess community. I mean, I did have some community. I will say in New York City, one of the greatest things about the city is that you have this playground life. So you take your kids, no matter how babies they are, like you all go to the playground. And if you have toddlers and babies, everyone plays together and it's a real great community. You get to know your neighbors. That's something that I think is very special about the city when you have kids.
That's your village.
You get that community.
Yeah. That's amazing.
But as far as financial help or like babysitting and that stuff, if you don't have family nearby, you're like, oh.
Yeah. Or a nanny.
But I'll say it does. This is a good example of what you were talking about when you said the pivot right now is something that's not, I mean, it's definitely new and it's unprecedented, as we all know, and it's very different, but we've all done it before. We've done big things. We've been adaptable. And I think it's just such a good skill to have to adapt and not consider it to be the end of your life or, you know, like the end of something. It's just a change and it's temporary. And, you know, we've all had to do it. So,
and for some of us, some of the pivots probably actually created better opportunities, you know,
for me,
unstuck some of the time.
Oh, for me, that was 100% the case. It took time. It wasn't immediate. So I gave up this acting career that was going really well. You know what I mean? Like it felt at the time like a little sad. Like I cried. I remember crying when I gave it up, when I was like, I can't do this Broadway show. I'm going to have this baby, you know? But I knew that if I just kept, you know, following my heart and doing what I knew was right for me long-term, because I'm very much that way. I like to think about the whole picture and what am I going to want in 10 years, you know? I knew it would circle back, but it did take a while. I will say I gave up several years that were stressful and beautiful, but I didn't have a career. I'd sort of given up everything. I was sort of, you know, floating around, just trying to make everything work. And my husband too. I mean, he was working really hard. We were saving for a house. We were trying to do all these things. And it wasn't until later, when my youngest got old enough to go to kindergarten the year before, where I was like, I need to do something for me. And I knew I loved interior design. We'd fixed up this old house we bought. And I said, I'm just going to start offering this. I'm going to do it for free for a while. And then I'm going to, you know, then people would start paying me. And I was always very honest. I was never like, oh my gosh, I'm a pro. I've been doing this for years. I would say, I am new at this. So if you'll, you know, I'm cheap. So I'm cheap right now. Hire me. And it worked. And then I would start to get more and more. And then my prices would go up a little to a little more proper amount. And it's just been, I've been so lucky. I think I'm amazed to hear that I'm a businesswoman. Who knew?